Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about lattice multiplication using multi-digit numbers. Our essential question is, how do I multiply multi-digit numbers using the lattice method of multiplication? So we're going to get started first by looking at a two-digit number by a two-digit number. When we are using the lattice method of multiplication to multiply a two-digit number, we need to make sure we start with two columns. The bottom number also has two digits, so I'm going to have two rows. You can see I've already set up this lattice over here for you with my two columns and my two rows, so we're ready to start. I'm going to take my 56 and I'm going to write it above the two columns. Remember that each number gets its own column, and they do not overlap at all. My 24 is going to go along my rows. Once again, each digit gets its own row, and you must make sure that you write it in the order that the numbers appear. So writing the 2 first and then the 4. If you switched it, you would actually be multiplying by 42, and that's not our problem. When we start multiplying, you're going to bring the numbers together into a box and then go ahead and multiply them. So this first one, 6 times 2 is 12. My 10 goes on the top, my 1 goes on the bottom. Then I have my 5 times 2, that's 10. I have 1 10 and 0 ones. Next, I'm going to go bring my 6 to this next box with my 4. 6 times 4 is 24, so I have 2 10s and 4 1s. My last multiplication piece is my 5 times my 4. 5 times 4 is 20, so I put my 2 in the 10s, and I have 0 1s. Now I'm ready to add. Make sure if you are having a hard time keeping track of what you have to add, that you use a piece of paper to go alongside each of the different diagonals so you know which numbers you need to be multiplying. Also remember that the numbers that we started with, the initial problem, we do not use those when we're adding. We only use the numbers inside the grid. So let's start with our first one. I just have 4, so I'm going to write 4 down below. When I slide it up, I have 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 0 is still 4. Slide it up once again. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 2 is 3. One last slide brings me to just my 1, so I bring it over. So now I can see my answer right along the side here. So I have 1, 3, 4, 4. 1,344. To put my comma, I simply go over 3 spots. 1, 2, 3, and put my comma in there. So that's how we do the 2-digit by 2-digit. What if we have a 3-digit by a 2-digit? Let's take a look at this one. If I have 3 digits, I need to have 3 columns. So I'm going to draw my grid with 3 columns this time. My second number still has 2 digits, so I need to have 2 rows of the 3 columns. So I'm going to add another row, making sure I bring down those columns as well. I need to draw my diagonals, so I go corner to corner and past a little. On this one, I have to go corner to corner and then keep going to the next corner before I can go a little bit past it. So I'm going to keep going just like this. Do the same thing on the next one. And then we're to our regular corner to corner past a little. Once again, you write your digits along the top and along the side. So let's take our 721. 721. Notice that each of my digits gets its own column. Then I have 54. 5, 4. Each digit gets its own row. Now we're ready to multiply. This time, instead of just having the 4 squares that we're multiplying, we now have 6 because we have more combinations. So I'm just going to start at the top here and work my way over. I have 1 times 5. Goes in this box right here. That's 5 1s, 0 10s, so I put it in here. 2 times 5 meets right here. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 10, 0 1s. 7 times 5 meets right here. 7 times 5 is 35. That's 3 10s and 5 1s. Now I'm ready for my second row. 1 times 4 meets right here. That has 0 10s and 4 1s. 2 times 4 is 8. It goes right here. 0 10s, 8 1s. And 7 times 4 is 28. So I have 2 10s and 8 1s. Now that we have more boxes to look at and more numbers to add, using that extra piece of paper to guide yourself on your diagonals will be a very good idea. So let's go ahead and do that. On this first one I just have 4. That's simple enough. Then I have 5 plus 0 is 5, plus 8 is 13. Now I can't put 2 digits in this column right here in this diagonal, so my 3 for the ones that goes down here, I'm going to carry my 10s to the next diagonal. So I'm just going to write my little 1 right there so I don't forget about it. So I have 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is still 1, plus 8 is 9. So I put that here. Slide it up. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so it goes right here. And then I just have my 3, and he goes right there. Now I'm going to take all of my numbers and write my final answer. So I have 3, 8, 9, 3, 4. Put my comma in, 1, 2, 3, and I can see that I have 38,934. So it's the same process we did up here, only now we are adding a couple extra little multiplication problems. Here's another challenge for you. I have 3 digits times 3 digits. Notice our numbers are getting larger. We're going to go through the same process to do this one. So I'm going to have 3 columns because I have 3 digits. So 1, 2, and 3. And then my bottom number also has 3 digits, so now I need to have 3 rows instead of 2. So I'm drawing in my second row and my third row to make sure I have room for all of my digits. So let's go and write the numbers on here after I do my diagonals. So I'm going to go corner to corner to corner on all of my boxes to make sure that I have connected every single little corner, just like we did above. Okay, now let's write our numbers in there. 265, 2, 6, and 5. And then along the rows, I need my 183. 1, 8, and 3. Now I'm ready to multiply. I'm just going to start at the top and work my way across the top. 5 times 1 meets right here. 5 times 1 is 5. That's 0 tens and 5 ones. 6 times 1 is 6. So 0 tens, 6 ones. 2 times 1 is 2. 0 tens and 2 ones. Now I'm ready for my second row. 5 times 8 is 40. That's 4 tens and 0 ones. 6 times 8 is 48. 4 tens, 8 ones. And then 2 times 8 is 16. 1 10 and 6 ones. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed right now, you can even look at each row by itself this way. 5 times 1, 6 times 1, 2 times 1, and then slide it down. 5 times 8, 6 times 8, 2 times 8, and then you'll be finally to your last one. If it's looking a little overwhelming for you, that would be a nice way to break it down for you. So our last one is 5 times 3, that's 15. 1 10, 5 ones. 6 times 3 is 18. 1 10, 8 ones. And then 2 times 3 is 6. 0 tens and 6 ones. Now you can see how confusing this looks if you're trying to add the diagonals. I would highly encourage that you use that paper to help you out. So I have my 5, just put it on there. Then I have my 0 plus 1 is 1, plus 8 equals 9. Look at this next one. We've got several digits we need to add together. So I have my 5 plus my 4 equals 9, plus 8 is 17, plus 1 more is 18, plus 6 is 24. My 4 goes down here. My 2 is going to go, or my 2 tens is going to go up into the next row. Okay, now I'm going to go 2 plus 0 plus 6 is 8, plus 4 more gives me 12, plus 6 gives me 18, plus 0 is still 18. So my 8 ones go down here, carry that 1. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 2 is 3, plus 1 more is 4, and then I just have my 0. So let's see what our final answer is on this one. Look at those digits. I don't need to write the 0 at the beginning, but I am going to start with my 4. So 4, 8, 4, 9, and 5. I'm going to come over and put my comma in. 1, 2, 3. So my final answer on this one is 48,495. What a great challenge for us today. On the back of your paper, you have a spot to do two different problems. Your top problem is going to be 36 times 15. Your bottom problem is 241 times 35. Make sure that when you're doing the lattice multiplication on this, you think about how many columns and rows you have to draw in your lattice grid, and that you do your diagonal lines, multiply correctly, and add all the way down like you're supposed to. And then go ahead and write your final answer over here. Do the same thing on the bottom. Notice that the top and the bottom have different digits on that first number, so your grid's going to look a little different. When you're finished with this, make sure you go back to the front and write your two questions and your summary. Have a great day!